Welcome. In this video, we're going to review the InstaFlow paper. So that's a paper that distills Stable Diffusion into a one-step model, and therefore that allows image generation in only 90 milliseconds. Okay, so basically what they say in the abstract, it's that a previous attempt to do that, so to distill large models into a one-step model, were unsuccessful. Here they're going to leverage Rectified Flow. I've discussed this technique a bit in my YouTube channel. And basically, by leveraging Rectified Flow, they will be able to turn Stable Diffusion into an ultra-fast one-step model. Okay, yeah, so they say that it's a one-step model, but with SD, so Stable Diffusion level quality. And therefore, it's, in terms of speed, it's on par with GANs, for example, with StyleGAN or with GigaGAN, but it's it's outperforming them in terms of FID. Okay, so basically, as you know, Stable Diffusion, it's a multi-step process. For example, let's say that you use a good scheduler. Maybe you can generate an image with 25 or 50 steps, but here with a single step, you can generate nice-looking images. Here we have a plot FID versus inference time. So basically, you want to be on the bottom left of the figure. You want the lowest FID, or the lowest FID on the lowest inference time. But you can see that here, InstaFlow, and they have two models, one that is 900 million parameters, one that is 1.7 billion by scaling it. On basically, they said, you see that better than StyleGAN. They are much faster than Stable Diffusion. They have a slightly higher FID. But we're going to look at some images in a bit. Let's dive to the images. So that's what you can get with this model in 90 milliseconds. So you can generate any aspect ratio. No, sorry, these are squared images, but those are 512 by 512, again in 90 milliseconds. There is also the model that is scaled, so basically the 1.7 billion parameters. This one generates in 120 milliseconds. On what you can do, you can also use SDXL refiner on top of it if you want to upscale the images and to refine details. So basically what they say later in the paper is that the method is really nice if you want quick visualization. So you can very quickly generate images in real time, and when you are happy with the images that have been generated, you can upscale them with a refiner such as SDXL. Some background on Rectified Flow. So basically Rectified Flow assumes that there is an ODE between two distributions. So usually P0, it's the well-behaved Gaussian distribution. P1, it's the observed data distribution. And basically what you do, the training objective is very, very simple. You take the MSE loss between the velocity field that you learned with your model. So basically your model outputs this velocity field, and you train your model with that objective, on with the velocity field from the ODE. We are going to discuss in a bit how we compute that, but it's very easy to compute. Basically, in the objective we have the derivative of xt with respect to the time. On basically xt, it's any time differentiable interpolation between x0 and x1. So basically, in DDIM, we have this interpolation. So xt is a function of x0 and x1 based on some scheduling alpha or on beta. Here, with Rectified Flow, the mapping is very simple. We say xt, it's equal to 1 minus t times x0 plus t times x1. So basically that means that the derivative of xt with respect to time, it's very easy. It's x1 minus x0, okay? So the training objective of Rectified Flows are very simple. It's just, the difference between x1 and x0 minus, the model learns the difference between x1 and x0. I have a lot of videos on Rectified Flow. I will put some links in the description if you're interested. I also have a full course on Rectified Flow. Basically, Rectified Flow is the techniques that powers Stable Diffusion tree. So I have a course where we review Rectified Flow and where we implement Stable Diffusion tree from scratch in PyTorch. So if you're interested, I will put the link in the description. So basically, why do we discuss about all of that? Stable Diffusion is based on DDIM, DDPM, at least Stable Diffusion 1 and Stable Diffusion 2, but here we're discussing about Rectified Flow. So basically here, they are going to use Rectified Flow as an intermediate step. So what we can do with Rectified Flow, again, this is discussed in others of my videos or in my course. But basically, rectified flow is a procedure that is called reflow that allows to straighten the path between the data. So basically, when you have let's say here you have a curved OD trajectory. That's typically what diffusion models will learn. Basically, you have a curved trajectory that maps Z0 to Z1. So as you go from Z0 following a curved trajectory. As opposed to that, rectified flow, they learn a straighter path. That's why they've become so omnipresent. That's why Stable Diffusion 3 is using them. That's why SAM3D is using them. They've straighter path, and therefore, because it's a straight path, it's easy to go from Z0 to Z1 in a single step. Here, if I start from Z0, and if I follow this velocity, this vector, and I do a single step, I will reach a point over here. I will not reach Z1. But here, because the path is straight, in a single step, I can reach Z1, okay? So that, I'm not sure what I did. So that's really the strength of rectified flows. On basically, there is a reflow procedure. So basically, when you train a rectified flow, your initial trajectory might not be fully straight, but it will still be straighter than with diffusion models. But there is what they call a reflow procedure that allows to make your trajectory even straighter. So basically here, the aim of this paper, they're going to use this reflow strategy. So basically they're going to train a rectified flow on top of Stable Diffusion so that they make the path straighter from noise to data. And then once this is done, they're going to distill the reflow model that is now, that models a straight path. And now they can distill it easily into a one-step generator because the path is straight. So basically, they are going to highlight that later, but reflow and distillation are really orthogonal. On one side, you use reflow to make the path straight, and then on the other side, you distill your model. You distill the teacher into a student so that you can you have a fast generation. Okay, great. So that's what I just mentioned. Reflow and distillation are orthogonal techniques. Here we have some examples. So you have Stable Diffusion. Well, one image is generated by Stable Diffusion. When you distill it, you get this image. So this is very low quality. Here you have two rectified flow. So basically you use the reflow procedure and you generate this image with only two steps because now two rectified flow means we do the reflow two times. So basically, that's the image you get with rectified flow. And that's what you get after distillation. You can see now it's much closer because the path is straight and it's easier to go from the noise to the data. Here we have FID versus inference time curve. On one side, we have the distilled Stable Diffusion. We can see we have huge FID. But if we first do a reflow procedure and then distill, we get much better results. Okay. Here we have a great visualization of the impact of this reflow procedure. Here we track individual pixels on how they evolve during the diffusion process, during the ODE. Here we can see that the pixel values follow a curved trajectory. But here after doing two times the reflow procedure, so we call that two reflow, we can see that now the paths are much straighter. And therefore it's much easier to go from here to here once we know the velocity field, because we can do it in a single step. There is no curvature. Okay, here we have another example with Stable Diffusion. So images generated with 25 function evaluations. This is what we get with only one function evaluation. So with usually with diffusion model, you need at least dozens of function evaluation to get good results. On here, these are results after distillation. So it's much better, but still not good. With a true rectified flow, you can see that with one step, you can already have good results. You have decent results, even though that's not good enough. But when you do the distillation, this is what you get. Now with only one step, you can get good results. So again, reflow and distillation are orthogonal. Okay, I have some issues with handling of the PDF. Okay, as I said, maybe that's the last thing to say. They have also scaled the model. So basically today we're in an era of scaling. So they have the 900 million parameters model, and also they have a 1.7 billion parameter model that they achieve by stacking 2 units in series. On it improve results. This is what we said at the beginning of the video. We can use this model for very fast preview. So we generate images in real time. And then if we're happy with the images, we can cherry pick the best one and we can then upscale them to a higher resolution with some refiner such as SDXL refiner. Okay, great. So I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was, please leave a thumbs up, comment. It's really helpful for the algorithm. Subscribe for more content related to Stable Diffusion, to Rectified Flow, on to 3D Gaussian splatting. Again, I have a course where we implement Stable Diffusion 3 from scratch. You will understand all the detail of Stable Diffusion 3. The link is in the comment. Thank you.